How's it going, guys? Today EA dropped another roster update. I think they released the last one a couple weeks ago, so glad to see them pumping these out. Again, if you don't know how to download this, go to Rosters, Active Roster, and it'll be the most recent one, November 30th. As you can see, I already have it downloaded. So what's really cool about this, I've already looked through a few teams, and it seems like they've actually adjusted a lot of the players' ratings that I had problems with in my last video. So it seems like maybe they were kind of going through and just doing certain players last time, and then they knew they were going to update other players in this next one, or they just realized they should have updated some other guys in the last one, and they made up for it this time. So starting off the Anaheim Ducks, obviously they actually got that trade through already, which is awesome. Like, the roster update came out today, the trade happened today, and they make sure to get that through. So the Ducks there now have Henrique as well. They've upgraded both Manson and Montour. Manson now an 83 from an 81, Montour is 79 from a 77. I actually mentioned this in the trade sim video if you guys missed that, but these are two guys I said both needed upgrades, so I'm glad they did that. Next up, we have the Arizona Coyotes. Now, I think the Arizona Coyotes only have a couple of changes. I could correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think Ryder went down from an 81 to an 80. They added Strome, who got called up from the AHL. I don't think they changed his rating at all. And then Martinuk used to be a 77, now he's a 76. And I don't think they changed anything on D. Obviously, Chychrun's now healthy. I think Dremelson was also injured last time with the old rosters. But that's it for Arizona. Moving on to Boston now. I think, again, they just have a couple changes. DeBrusk, I think, well-deserved upgrade from a 76 to a 79. I think that's it on forward, nothing on D. But then goalies, I actually mentioned this last time. Rask downgraded from an 88 to an 86. Now, he is having a bit of a rough start to the year. 2 overall down. I don't know. I did ask for him to be downgraded, I think, last time. I think 87 would be a bit safer of a play. You know, -1. -2 is a bit harsh, maybe, but I do think he needed to get, down from the 88. So I guess 86 is better than 88. Next, guys, we have Buffalo Sabres. I think last time nothing had changed on Buffalo, and I think I said Evander Kane should have been upgraded if Skinner got upgraded, and Kane did get upgraded, now an 84 from an 83. So again, it seems like a bunch of the players that I thought deserved upgrades or even deserved downgrades last time, 2 weeks later, they've made those changes. That's awesome to see them kind of keeping up to date with what's actually happening in the NHL. Moving on to Calgary now. Obviously, we have Johnny Hockey finally getting his upgrade. He didn't get one a couple weeks ago in that update. Finally gets one here. Up from an 87 to an 89. He's just killing it right now. Third in scoring, I believe, behind Stamkos and Kucherov. That whole first line actually is destroying. Monahan also got a +1. I thought Furlan might get a +1 or +2 to 79 or 80, but not this time. Kachuk also got a +1. I think that was it for Calgary. So last update, they didn't get anything. This time, though, a few players get upgrades. Carolina also had, I think, a couple upgrades. Tara Vinen up from an 81 to an 84, +3. He's run an absolute tear the past 10 or so games. I know I picked him up in fantasy in my one league, and I'm so happy I did. Stahl, I think, was an 83 before. Same with Aho. That first line, though, has just been destroying. I'm surprised. Honestly, they could have upgraded that whole first line to an 84, so Aho and Stahl just giving them +1 each. Rask is actually down from 83 to an 81. We have a slow start to the season, so he dropped 2. Don't think they changed the D or the goalies on Carolina, just those 2 forwards. Next up here, we have Chicago. So Chicago's actually had a few changes as well. Good to see they kind of made changes on every team so far. So no changes on the first line. Schmaltz throws up 1 from a 79 to an 80. DeBrincat, biggest upgrade so far, +5. 77 to an 82. Obviously, he started tearing it up as well. Really showing why he was a first-round pick. I mean, he had a ton of skill in Erie, so obviously that was going to happen. 19 years old, 82 overall, top 6 forward potential. That's just going to be huge in terms of franchise mode. And then defense here, Connor Murphy actually got downgraded. I believe he was an 82 before, maybe an 83, but I'm pretty sure 82, and now an 80. So obviously not playing as good as I guess he was supposed to. Moving on now, we have a couple more C teams here. So Colorado, last time I was saying I really thought Rantanen deserved an upgrade, averaging a point per game, and they gave him one, now an 83. McKinnon also got an upgrade, was an 85. On par with Landeskog, which made no sense. McKinnon is an absolute animal right now. I also have him on one of my fantasy teams, which is how I know a lot of these guys are just going off. And I think he has something like 13 points in his last 10 games. Just ridiculous. So having him the same rating as Landeskog made no sense. He deserves to be this 86. I think Landeskog honestly might be a bit high at 85. I'd probably have him 84. Kerfoot here I think went up 1 from an 80 to an 81. Comfort's still a 73. He definitely should be at least a 76 or something. But I think that's all the upgrades for Colorado. Columbus has also had a few changes. As you can see, their forward lineup's all mixed up now. They got Wenberg and Atkinson on the third line, but Dubois here up from a 76 to a 78, so he got a +2. On defense, Runsky's actually an 86 now, +1 from his 85, which makes a lot of sense. He's the clear #1 D-man on that team. He's just such a beast. Former Michigan boy. I love that he got the upgrade, and then also Bobrovsky, who's just arguably the best goalie in the league right now. He's up 2 from an 89 to a 91. Kind of surprised Bobrovsky wasn't even a 90 to start off the year, but he's now a 91, so I think that's also very well deserved. Moving on to Dallas, they've also had a few changes. Yamark's up 1 from a 77. Hansel's actually down 1 from an 80. On defense, both Lindell and Klingberg are up 1. I know Klingberg's just having like a career year, so I think most of those rating changes make sense. After that, of course, moved on to my favorite team, the Detroit Red Wings. And I know one player in particular got an upgrade I wanted last time. He finally got it. Larkin got a +1, now an 84 from an 83, which I liked. I saw Mantha got an upgrade. I figured if they gave him one, they had to give Larkin one. Zetterberg actually got a downgrade. Was an 86, now an 84. I don't know about a -2. I think a -1 for Zetterberg might have been a bit more fair, making him an 85. The rest of their forwards and D are the same, I believe. Goalies, though, I remember last time I said how Howard was an 82, Mrazek an 83. Didn't make much sense. Obviously, now Howard's the 84. He got a +2, so he's now 1 ahead of Mrazek, opposed to 1 below him. So, so far, like I was saying, I really like this rating update. I think it's really accurate in regards to like what's going on in the NHL. Edmonton here, Lucic got a downgrade from an 84 to an 83. I think that makes sense. He really hasn't been playing that great. I still don't know what Shirley was thinking when he gave him that huge contract. I think it's kind of obvious to everyone else that a power forward like Lucic would get slower and stuff as he ages. Nugent Hopkins is actually still an 83. I thought with his play he might have got upgraded to like +1 to an 84. I think maybe in the next one they could definitely do that. Cassian got downgraded by 1, now a 78. And then goalies, again, Talbot's an 85 now, was an 87. Now, I think that's a bit harsh for Talbot. I think it's just more fatigue than anything else. He's still a good goalie, just played him too much. Maybe -1 to an 86 would be a bit more fair. Sort of like Rask. I think putting -2 on these starting goaltenders who are just having a bit of a shaky start is a bit much, but I do like it, I guess, more than not making any changes. Next, we have Florida, another guy who I said needed an upgrade. Huberdeau, he got one, now an 85, was an 84. Barkov also got another upgrade, so he was an 85 to start the season. He's got a +1 from both roster updates. Honestly, though, Huberdeau could be an 86 in my opinion. Like, Landeskog's also an 85. I think Huberdeau's the better player. Now, I think the rest of the Florida forwards have stayed the same. Same with the defense. Goalies, I can't remember if Luongo was an 85 or not. He might have been 85. He might have been 86. But if not, he's now an 86. So he might have got a +1. He might not have changed. I can't remember Luongo's rating. Next, guys, we have the LA Kings. They've also had a few rating changes. So far, no team has been untouched. LaFellow here is +2, up from a 77. Camp got a +1 from an 80. They also have Jokinen playing 4th line center now. And Mitchell's obviously now on the team after they made that trade with the Canadiens, so good to see that. I believe their defense is the same ratings, but goalies, Jonathan Quick actually got an upgrade. I think he was an 87 before, and now an 88. And obviously he had a really good start to the season. They've been a bit shaky lately. I think they lost 4 or 5 straight, but I think that upgrade for Quick obviously makes sense. Next up here we have the Wild. Now, they actually haven't had any changes on forward or D. I would have thought for sure Zook could be getting an upgrade. I mean, he's just been tearing it up, at least to an 82. I think he's doing a lot better than 81, but whatever. On goalie, actually, is their only change. Dubnyk's now an 87. He was an 88. I really don't get this one either. I don't think he's maybe doing as good as he has in the past, but he had a 3-game stretch where he had a shutout every game, and I think he's been doing solid overall, but I guess they figured give him down 1. In regards to Montreal, as far as I can tell, they've had no rating changes. Obviously, Torrey Mitchell and Peter Holland are no longer on the team, but I haven't seen any rating changes, so I'm not going to bother showing them. Nashville's up next, so they've had a few rating changes. Fiala's now an 81, was a 78. I think this is well-deserved. He was definitely better than a 70 player. Deserves the 81. I really thought Forsberg might get an upgrade. In my opinion, the first line's a little off. I'd probably go 87. 85 for Johansson's good, and then an 84, I think, for Arvidsson. Johansson was an 86 last time, tied with Forsberg, and I said how I didn't think, I thought Forsberg was better, so I like that change. I'm trying to think if they made any changes in the bottom 6. I don't think so. I know, though, in goalie, Rene was an 87, now he's an 88. Playing pretty well here. Nashville's one of the best teams in the league, so that's another goalie change I think makes sense. I know, too, last video I think I mentioned how I don't think they changed any goalie ratings unless there was a couple I missed, but it seems like they've actually made a lot more goalie changes this time around with this roster update, which is good to see. New Jersey's here, Jesper Bratt, he's now a 79, was a 77, so he just continues to gain upgrades. I think that is it for the New Jersey forwards. On D, I showed you guys this if you watched the trade video. Will Butcher's now an 82. Also, obviously, Sammy Vatanen's now on the team. That defense is looking a lot better. Really strange, though, how their first pair is the worst, but it seems to be working for them, so who am I to judge? Next up, guys, we have the Islanders. Obviously, this first line's been tearing it up, but Lee's the only one with an upgrade. +1 from 82 to an 83. I thought Tavares might even get one to a 91, and I thought Bailey for sure, if Lee got one, would also get a +1 to an 83, but wasn't the case. Barzell did get a +1, though, to an 83. Obviously, he's just playing amazing, and it really hurts because in regards to my fantasy team, I actually traded him. I thought I was trading high on him, after like his 5 assists a night, I thought it was kind of like fluky, and I thought I was going to get a good return. I traded like him and Ristolainen for Jordan Staal, who's playing between Aho and Teravainen, but somehow not getting points from either of them, right now at least. And Ekman Larson, it has been killing it, so let me know in the comments. Is that a good trade or not? Right now, it kind of hurts. I know I'm talking a lot about my fantasy team. We're doing good, but we could be doing better. I think that's it for the Islanders forward upgrades and defensive upgrades. I don't think actually the goalies were touched either. Actually, Leddy was an 83, I think, before, and now an 84. So that is it for the Islanders. The Rangers have had a few upgrades as well. Actually, maybe just a couple. No, yeah, they've had actually, I think, 3 or 4. So Zibanejad's now an 85, was an 84, obviously. Career year for him. Same with Buchnevich. Hope I said that right. Up from an 81 to an 82. That's it for their forwards. On D, Shattenkirk got another upgrade, now an 85. And he's a guy at the beginning of the year I think was criminally underrated. Everyone kind of agreed. I have no idea why he was an 83. I think they were like focusing way too much on his playoffs with Washington where he was playing third pair and just for whatever reason didn't fit instead of looking at like the rest of his career. Now an 85 though, so like I think they made up for underrating him. Smith's actually gone down too. Now a 79, was an 81. I think that's kind of funny. And then Mark Stahl here was an 81, now an 80. I think that makes sense too. Like he's getting up there in age. Really not like the quality defenseman he used to be. Next up here we actually have the Ottawa Senators. So Matt Duchene, I was kind of surprised. I thought he might have got downgraded just because of how bad he's been since he got traded, but they kept him an 85. Mark Stone got a +1, now an 87. Again, he's another guy just having a career year. Broussard's playing really well right now. He also got a +1. I think that's it for the Senator forwards. Carlson also got a +1. I mean, he could have been a 92 at the start of the year. I think I actually said that, like he's that good. Maybe even a 93. So they gave him the +1, now 92. Again, I'm really liking the changes for the most part with these ratings. I think they're really fixing up what they had at the start of the year and even with that last update. CC, though, got another downgrade, now an 80. I don't really watch the Senators enough to know, is he playing that bad to deserve like downgrades in the last 2 roster updates? Let me know, Sens fans. And then goalies here, Anderson's an 84. I feel like he was an 85. I could be wrong on that. He's another guy. Like the goalies are really hard to remember for some reason. He could have been an 85. Maybe he was just an 84. I don't know. The Flyers are up next. I think they've only had a couple rating changes. Voracek at forward was an 87, now an 88. Only change for them, which is pretty surprising. Like they've lost 9 straight. You thought they might have had a couple downgrades, but the only rating change at forward is Voracek with an upgrade. And same thing for their defense. The only change is Gostisbehere going up from an 83 to an 85. So we got a +2. How a team has lost 9 straight gets 2 upgrades, no downgrades, I have no idea. But I mean, both those guys deserved upgrades. I'm just surprised some other guys didn't get downgrades. Next here with the Penguins. So they've had a few rating changes as well. Kessel's now an 88, wasn't 86. I think that deserved. Again, another guy having a career year. Can he keep it up? I have no idea, but I mean, he's just playing amazing right now. Hagelin, though, actually went down 2 from an 81 to a 79, so kind of weird they're playing on the same line, but Hagelin dropped, Kessel went up. Sheehan, another former Red Wing, this is funny, dropped 2 or 3. I think he was an 80, now a 78, so he dropped 2. Him and Smith both, and I mean, both those guys, like, pending contracts, we trade them away, and they dropped in rating. It kind of shows they weren't, worthy of re-signing, and a lot of the Red Wings we currently have were not worth signing, so hopefully, Holland's learning. Defense I don't think has changed, and then goalies only changes actually. Murray was an 88, now an 87, so I think they might have had him a bit too high at the start of the year, but 87 I think still good rating for Murray. Next up we have the Sharks, who definitely aren't playing as good this year as last, and it shows in a few of the rating changes. Pavelski's down from 88 to an 87, so he dropped 1. Same with Edward Vlasic and Burns. Vlasic was an 87, now an 86. Burns was a 90, now an 89. So all 3 of those guys dropping 1, but Martin Jones actually, he's an 87 now. He was an 86. He went up +1, which I thought was kind of surprising. Like, he's playing pretty well, but I don't know if it was worthy enough to, like, be upgraded. I probably would have just kept him the same rating. St. Louis Blues are next. Obviously, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Schwartz got another +1, now an 87. He's just lighting it up on that first line with Shen and Tarasenko. Shen also got a +1, now an 86. He's really kind of just fit in that first line as the center. I know in Philly he was playing wing. What's his face-off? 75, so that's not too bad. Stastny also got an upgrade, now an 83. On defense, you have Pietrangelo. A lot of people are saying is the early favorite for the Norris. Now a 90, was an 88, so he got +2. I was expecting at least a +1. +2 is pretty huge for him. And honestly, I was expecting Allen to get an upgrade. I thought he's played pretty well, but still an 84. I thought he easily could have been an 85, but that's fine. At least they didn't like downgrade him or something. Moving on to Tampa Bay Lightning, I had a lot to say about them last time. They did a ton of upgrades. I thought they should have been upgraded more, and this time they got upgraded more, so I'm glad to see it. I said Stamkos and Kucherov both should have been 1 higher. They're now both 1 higher. Stamkos and Kucherov were 91, 90 respectively, now 92, 91. Braden Point, I was really upset with. He was an 80 before, same rating as Gore, which made no sense to me. Now he's an 83, so I like that they fixed that. Kunitz is actually down 1 on the 4th line from an 80 to a 79. Same with Callahan, was a 79, now a 78. That is going to be a tough contract to move if you play franchise mode. I was hoping it would have showed me. He's making like, what, 5.75? 78 overall, 32 years old. That is rough. On D here, Sergeyev's now an 83. He was an 82. I thought Dotchin might have got an upgrade to like a 79, but they left him the same. And then Vasilevsky definitely deserved an upgrade. I think he was an 84 before. Got a +2, now an 86. So again, I really like that upgrade. For pretty much 90% of these rating changes, I said I would agree with them. And now with the Toronto Maple Leafs, I'm sure half you watching are a fan of this team. So Hyman, +1, now an 80. Matthews with a big upgrade, was an 87, now an 89, so he got a +2. It's still crazy to me. In the beta, he was actually an 83. Obviously, the beta ratings were not final at all, but the fact that they had him an 83 in the beta, now an 89, 2 months later, is kind of crazy. I think the middle six there is the same. Brown, though, now an 80. He was a 79. Defense, they had Hainsey to 78, now a 79. I thought Riley, honestly, could have got upgraded, at least to an 85, but they kept him the same. And then Anderson, I also believe, is still the same rating. I think he was an 86 before, and obviously still an 86. Next up, the Vancouver Canucks. That first line there, the Big Baller brand line. You got Barchi's up 1 from 81 to an 82. Best is also up 1, 82 to 83. Gagne dropped 1 from 81. Same with Granlund. Gaunt's is a 76. I believe that's a bit of an upgrade for him. On defense, Polyak got a pretty big upgrade. Playing top pair with Edler. Was a 74, now a 78. And I think that is it for the Canucks rating changes. I know the last video too, I said Vegas Golden Knights should have gotten more upgrades like for how they were playing. I think they're a little worried they're going to start sucking, but they keep playing pretty good, so they've gotten some more upgrades. Smith's still an 81. I feel like he should be an 82, but Carlson now an 83. He got a +3. I mean, he is having an insane year, way better than any year before for him. Marchessault is now an 83, was an 82. I hope I said his name right. Alex Tuch got another upgrade, was a 78, now a 79. On defense, I know I mentioned Schmidt last time, was too low rated. He's now an 80. I feel like maybe someone at EA was watching my video. I don't know. Just a lot of the upgrades I mentioned got done, so hopefully they just had the same thinking as me. Hunt's also upgraded, was a 72, and now a 74. And then in goalie, I think Subban got upgraded. He was, I think, like a 76. Now he's an 80. Maxime Legacy was a 69 before, though. Still a 69. I feel like he played pretty good in the NHL. He deserves at least a 70. Like, you know, the guy won some NHL games. Pretty good, I think, for a 69. Washington Capitals here, so I don't think any changes at forward. On defense, though, Orpik's now a 77. He was an 80. Similar to Callahan, if you're playing franchise mode, good luck moving that contract. Juice here, hopefully I said his name right, geez. He was a 72, I want to say, now a 78, so we got a pretty big upgrade as well. And then the final team will be the Winnipeg Jets. I know last time I said Scheifele deserved an upgrade, and he got one again. Just whoever, I think someone might have watched my video, I don't know, but he's an 89 now. He's also having just a great year. Line got an upgrade too. He was an 86, now an 87. I think that's it for the Jets forwards. Defense, I believe, stay the same, but I'll show you guys just in case I'm wrong. But then goalies, everyone said Hellbeck needed an upgrade, and he got one. I think he was an 82 before, and now an 85. So a big +3 for him, but I mean, he deserves it. He's been playing amazing. He's another guy. I have him on both my fantasy teams, and I'm so glad I picked him up. He's just been like a diamond in the rough for me. Great, you know, goalie pickup since my goalies were kind of weak. But that's it, guys, for the ratings video. Let me know what you thought of the ratings in the comments section. Like I was saying, I like these new ratings a lot more than 2 weeks ago. I think they fixed a lot of players I thought had the wrong rating. So hopefully they'll keep this up for the rest of the season. I think that would be pretty awesome. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave that thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.